I have used the word influence in my coaching and in my discussions with my clients. And more often than not, people are very reticent to use the approach of influence because they have that connotation that influence is perhaps not a positive thing. But you
Right.
and David Mann have actually managed to give it a context that more often than not is not thought about. You really position influence by promoting the interests of other people. So that's
Sure.
huge.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's the difference between persuasion, which is positive, and manipulation, which is negative. Because
Right.
influence, in and of itself, is neither good nor bad. It's a general principle. It's sort of like the physical law of gravity. Gravity exists as we exist on Earth. Gravity is a truth. Uh, it's neither good nor bad. Now, it manifests itself as good when it keeps us from floating aimlessly up into space. It manifests itself as bad when we walk off a 7-story building. Okay, and it's the same with influence. Influence can be a blessing or a curse, depending on how it's used and who is using it. So, uh, persuasion and manipulation are both something that an influencer could use, because both the persuader and the persuader and the manipulator, excuse me, both understand human nature. They understand human motivation, what drives people. But there's a huge difference. So they're cousins, but one is the good cousin, persuasion.
Hmm.
One's the
Hmm.
evil cousin, manipulation. What's the difference? Well, I think that the difference was communicated brilliantly in a book that was published way back in 1987 by Dr. Paul W. Sweat. It's called The Art of Talking So That People Will Listen, though it was much more about listening than it was about talking. And in this book, what Dr. Sweat said, which I just thought was so beautiful, uh, he wrote that manipulation aims at control, not cooperation. It does not consider the good of the other party. It results in a win-lose situation. In complete contrast to the manipulator, the persuader always seeks to enhance the self-esteem, and I would add the position of the other party. So people respond well because they're treated as responsible, response-able, self-directing individuals. I think, Paul, what it comes down to is that a manipulator doesn't necessarily want to hurt or harm the other party, but if that's what it takes to get what they want, they'll do so. They're
They'll do
totally
that exactly.
right. They're focused on themselves, and it's all about themselves. With a persuader, that could never happen, because in order for a persuader to feel good about the situation, they've got to know that not only have you come out ahead as well, but that you feel good about the situation as well.